did Great Britain have the best squad? Personally, I don't think so. But what they did is they played so well as a 16. Every single player played to their best ability out in Rio. And, you know, in Maddie and Sophie Bray, we've got 2 players who've been playing in the Dutch league this season. They're not going to want to walk off here and have this lot, you know, with the bragging rights. So it'll be interesting. Yesterday, I think, was a huge learning curve. Great to see so many new faces getting, you know, a few caps under their belt, and we've already qualified for the World Cup next year as hosts. So let's use, you know, World League as a stepping stone into hopefully retaining the European Cup in August.
So you know the Dutch league so well, and you know so many of their players. When you're world #1 and you come to see the Olympic champions, let's talk about England first of all. You look at their faces, you always see that orange kit, that emblem, and there is a little bit of fear, isn't there, whenever you're facing the Dutch?
Yeah, absolutely. I think whenever you play the Dutch, you've got that little bit of fear. They have so much talent in the squad, it is unbelievable. But at the same time, recent performances just make you believe you can actually do it. I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, when I was still playing, you beat them once every 6, 7, 8 months. You know, it's becoming more of a regular occurrence now, and that just gives you more and more belief that it can actually happen.
Okay. It's definitely a mindset. I know we had conversations, and be under no illusion, they are the best in the world, and it's the expectation on the pitch. So it was almost you are going to be under the pump, you're going to be under pressure, and they're going to get chances. But if you defend and take your chances when they come, that's fine. That's when you're going to win the match. If you go into the match panicking, thinking, oh, they're all over us, that's when your head can sometimes go to panic stage, and then you start doing things which you wouldn't normally be doing. So I think, we're in a really good place because we're used to playing the Dutch now, and we know what to expect.
And it's interesting, as a midfield forward, when you normally pick up the ball, you'll go forward, you'll attack, whereas a lot of the time you'll see when you play Holland, they start playing the ball backwards, and that's an indication that the confidence isn't quite there. So you'll see today now, when the midfield pick up the ball, are they looking to go forward and attack them and really go at them, or are they thinking, oh, hold on a minute, it's the Dutch and we'll play the ball back round and we'll be safe? It's always an indicator.
I agree with all of that, but also I think England are in a very unique position, you know, by the fact now everyone's wanting our scalp. We've never been in that position before. You know, the success in Rio has suddenly put us in and amongst the Dutch consistently, and now people are on the hunt for us. It's easy being the underdog because the expectation isn't on your shoulders,
always,
and that was us in an Olympic final. We were the underdog. People weren't expecting us to win, and now there's been a complete shift. And now for some of those girls that are pulled in to fill those boots, the expectation that they not only feel individually, but now also collectively, because people are after our scalp, which is a very new position for us as an England team to be in.
Well, you've just mentioned one difference that an Olympic final, Olympic victory, those 2 gold medals make to a team, to a country. And we've been chatting to some of the squad, some of the coaching staff, and they've been telling us what a difference it's made to their lives.
It was an evening where, you know, we were very lucky. 9 o'clock, primetime TV. We found out 9 million people tuned in. But it was 8 games in 13 days. It was 31 women, and it was 4 years of hard work.
To be named kind of the moment of the games for hockey was absolutely massive. It seems that everyone wants to pick up a hockey stick these days. We've had 10,000 new members across the clubs in the country. This is exactly what we've dreamed of. We just want to keep it growing now, get the sport on TV as much as possible, get people coming down and watching us. And this is the start of something really exciting for hockey.
We have as one of our values about inspiring the future and creating history, and we need to continue to do that. So we're kind of very proud of what we achieved in August. It was a truly sensational period in our lives, but now we need to kind of look forwards and keep doing it.
The participation increase since Rio has been absolutely phenomenal, and since London 2012, to be honest, it's been a continual growth, and for hockey that's absolutely fantastic.
I believe the participation levels went up 10,000 people since the game, and 50% of women in that have increased, so which is phenomenal, and we feel very proud about that.
10,000 new people playing, like, didn't even know that many people knew about hockey. So it's becoming bigger and bigger, and this is just the start. I honestly think it's just going to keep taking off.
I remember watching it and thinking, oh, I really, really want to be a part of it, and now that I've got the opportunity, it's unbelievable with some of the fans as well. Everyone's just really, really excited about hockey, so it's an excellent time to get it out there.
We've retained a good number from Rio, and that's really, really critical in terms of the experience. And then we have the youngsters who are really bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They don't know what they don't know. It's sort of the exuberance of youth and just willing to have a go, and that combination makes me really excited.
We want to move on, and we want to try and recreate success, but recreating success requires every one of us to understand what our role is going to be, is coming together and be really unified in what we try to deliver over the next few years. And yes, that is very exciting. We've got some fantastic talent coming through. So I think it's definitely going to be a team to look forward to.
Yes, we will always look back to that night and say what a difference it has made to hockey in the UK. 10,000 new players have joined clubs in the first month after Rio. Double the number of young girls in clubs since before London 2012. Also inspired a 10% increase in the number of young boys playing the sport. Tomorrow's game, or today's game, sold out in less than an hour. 20,000 tickets already sold for the Women's World Cup in 2018. More on sale soon. Now, I'm an old boy, so it doesn't make any difference to me, but we're talking about the next generation, and they pack this crowd here. And did I say I've been joined, well, by a number of young hockey players here. Except him, he's old. He's like me, get lost. Come on, in you come. What's your name?
Ali, now, Freya.
Have you touched the gold medals? Have you seen them over there? No. Have you got a? Oh, Sam's getting it off. Look at that. She's going to give it to you now. Look, how good. Have you got a question for any of the Olympic heroes?
Did you play hockey at school?
Sam, did you play hockey at school? How did you start playing?
I was originally a footballer. I come from a big family of boys, so I was a footballer. Started playing hockey at 13. So that's actually quite late. So you guys are already ahead of me in your potential to come here and play for GB and England. So yeah, I played at school. I played as many sports as I could just because I loved being part of a team. And then when I was 16, I kind of just railroaded off to the under-16 team for England.
Brilliant. And you, Krista, always played hockey?
Much like Sam, actually, just relatively diverse in the sports. I think, we specialise a little bit early, so I quite like just doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I'm a bit unique, obviously coming from Africa,
yeah.
So, we didn't kind of have the facilities of everywhere else, but hockey was always, I just loved being part of a team. I just loved playing with my friends and going out there and expressing myself and taking a bit of pressure off and just enjoying the opportunities, and that's always been my advice to everybody.
To enjoy
the opportunity.
And how old are you?
13.
And where do you play?
Ashby Hockey Club.
Ashby, and you, how old are you?
I'm 15.
Oh, you're getting on, aren't you? So where do you play?
I'm at Ashby Hockey Club.
And are you sisters? Ah, so you're Ashby as well?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
11.
11, the youngster there. Now, have you got a question? Oh, I've got someone behind. I've got a man Mark there. How old are you?
I'm 10.
And where do you play hockey?
New Forest.
New Forest. Did you stay up late to watch the final? Were you allowed?
We were on holiday, so couldn't really watch it, though they were on like tweets and stuff, so we found out on that.
Yeah, and did you have a celebration?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear, a celebration. Have you got a question for the gold medalists over here? Do you want me to leave you to have a little think about it, and I'll come back to you?
Did you like all different sports?
Did you like different sports? We've heard about football, and is that important to not just concentrate on one?
To be honest, I found it just helps different skill sets. But like Chris said, I was more towards the team side. I tried to play tennis, but I got a little bit bored because I was on my own. But yeah, lacrosse, netball, all sorts of sports.
Your question, I didn't get yours.
Mine was the same. What other sports did you play at school?
And how about you?
What was the first hockey club you played for?
First hockey club you played for? I mean, is it important to get down to a hockey club and just pick up a stick and just try it around, or wait for the sport to come to you?
I think it's really important to get down to a hockey club and just get engrossed in a new community. Sometimes at schools you can get, within your same friendship groups and things like that, and that kind of can put you in a tunnel vision. You do what your friends do, don't you? Sometimes, if your friends are a horse rider or into football, you tend to sort of follow suit. But if you join a club, you get in and amongst an array of different people. And I would just always try and encourage people to just go down and just throw on a pair of shin pads and a hockey stick, no matter what your age. I mean, we're obviously here talking to some of the youngsters here, but the great thing also about Rio was getting people back into hockey.
Yes.
The sort of older generation that had packed away, and it was all...
Why are you looking at me?
Well,
I've dusted my stick off, yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Honestly?
I have.
Get
I
back
found
into
it.
Chris.
It's really, the really round one. No,
The
it's not that
retro,
one.
the
No, not
retro.
the retro, yeah. But yeah, it did. You suddenly started doing a few stick skills in the sitting room, and it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hockey's done more than that for me. I mean, I've met some long life friends, and when I was 13, and it made me come out my shell. Although it might not seem like it now,
I don't remember you being in a shell. But
I used to be in a shell, and I remember you had to just get stuck in because otherwise you didn't get anywhere. And it makes you recognise as well what your strengths are. And one of the messages I like to put out there is to the youngsters is that you don't have to be the player that takes on 10 people and scores in the top left-hand corner. You can play to your strengths. I was never that player, but I would never give up on the ball. I'd always be the first one running back, and that taught me one of those lessons as well, which I still stand by now.
Yes, and I'm looking at you. You're a little bit older, not that much older. Are you playing hockey?
Not at the moment, but I do want to get back into it.
Right, you want to get back into it?
Cornwall, I'm afraid.
You want to get back into it? More clubs to Cornwall. And did you stay up? Were you up having a few beers watching the hockey final?
Yeah, I was working, but I took an extended break.
Extended break, did you? Yes. Were you up there with the other 9 million watching the final? Yeah. Yeah. Edge of the seats time. It was a breathtaking time, and as I said, I can't believe it's 296 days ago. I mean, before we leave this subject, do you? I mean, look, tell the truth, both of you. You've lost your medal there, Sam. Do you every night just have a look at it before you go to bed? Just have a look at the medals.
Chris, I wear mine hoovering up. I'm not going to lie. But no, I keep it. I love hoovering. I got a Dyson Animal for Christmas.
Okay, very good.
Sorry, name drop there on the brand. But no, all the time, even to this day, I still think, wow, because it sounds really cliche, but you dream about it happening, you train, it's your motivation. But when it actually does happen, it's a feeling which I'll never be able to fully explain. To be stood on that podium, singing your anthem, and just every emotion coming to the forefront is just incredible.
I'm quite the opposite, actually. It kind of sits tucked away, and then when you see people like ask for it, and then you see the euphoria that it brings them, it kind of reignites in you how special it really was. It still doesn't really feel real, and I don't think it ever will. You know, when it's something, as Sam was saying, it's this untouchable, this thing that you never think is actually a reality, yet you aspire for it every day when you're at training.
Yeah.
And for it suddenly to be real and to see these kids with these medals, that's what makes it so amazing for all of us.
Well, thank you very much, you two. Thank you very much, all of you. Enjoy today's game. Let's hope for England victory against the Dutch. So no Dutch here, no. And have a great afternoon. We have got more breaking hockey news for you later on in the programme from the world governing body. There's a helicopter in Switzerland ready to take off and make its way here to London. We are talking about a global tournament with new teams, television coverage across the world, and we will be announcing those teams who are lucky enough in that competition later in the programme. And of course, we'll be looking ahead to today's match even. That's England, of course, the Olympic champions, against the best team in the world, that is the Dutch. England have got to bounce back after yesterday's performance. The Dutch anxious to prove they are the best team in the world. See you after the break.
Tennis Centre, I'm quite loud in my own ear. There you go. Coming down a little bit more. There you go, Mel. How are you? Now I know what it feels like. Goal!
Good, thanks, Charlie. I shouted then, sorry. Yeah, good, thanks.
Well, welcome back to the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park. It is a beautiful day here, and the crowd have been looking forward to this match for quite some time. England, of course, looking to bounce back from yesterday's defeat to Argentina. As for the Dutch, well, they're hoping to put the Rio nightmare behind them. Remember, they are still #1 in the world, and they want to prove a point. But before all of that, we have a big announcement to make in front of the world of hockey. Jason McCracken, the CEO of the FIH, that's the world governing body, is at this moment on a helicopter making his way here from Lausanne, and he can join us now. We've got some exciting news.
Well, that's right, Chris. Very exciting news coming out of Lausanne here today in Switzerland. I've just come from our executive board meeting of the FIH, where we have confirmed the 9 men and 9 women's nations that will be competing in the new event to be kicking off in January 2019 and running for 6 months over a 4-year period, every year for 4 years, culminating in a grand final. We're very excited by it.
OK, and you're going to make your way over here and we will announce those teams live on this programme. It's called the Pro League, yeah?
Well, that's right, Chris. The name of the event will be called the Hockey Pro League. And that's because the teams will be competing for substantial prize money and also the glory of being the very best teams in the world. And Chris, we're on our way to London right now. I have the envelopes with me, where we will be announcing the 9 men and 9 women's teams to compete in the new Hockey Pro League. See you soon.
Well, welcome back to the Queen Elizabeth. Well, welcome back to the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park. It is a beautiful day here and the crowd have been looking forward to this match for quite some time. England, of course, looking to bounce back from yesterday's defeat to Argentina. As for the Dutch, well, they're hoping to put the Rio nightmare behind them. Remember, they are still #1 in the world and they want to prove a point. But before all of that, we have a big announcement to make in front of the world of hockey. Jason McCracken, the CEO of the FIH, that's the world governing body, is at this moment on a helicopter making his way here from Lausanne, and he can join us now. We've got some exciting news.
Well, that's right, Chris. Very exciting news coming out of Lausanne here today in Switzerland. I've just come from our executive board meeting of the FIH, where we have confirmed the 9 men and 9 women's nations that will be competing in the new event to be kicking off in January 2019 and running for 6 months over a 4-year period, every year for 4 years, culminating in a grand final. We're very excited by it.
OK, and you're going to make your way over here and we will announce those teams live on this programme. It's called the Pro League, yeah?
Well, that's right, Chris. The name of the event will be called the Hockey Pro League. And that's because the teams will be competing for substantial prize money and also the glory of being the very best teams in the world. And Chris, we're on our way to London right now. I have the envelopes with me, where we will be announcing the 9 men and 9 women's teams to compete in the new Hockey Pro League. See you soon.
Yeah, very safe journey, Jason. We look forward to seeing you here and announcing those teams. As you can see, the crowd slowly but surely making their way into this game. England against the Netherlands. I'll just ask Sarah, actually, first of all. Exciting times for hockey, all part of this revolution that people have been talking about for a while.
Yeah, really cool, you know, in terms of innovative ways to keep the profile of the sport getting higher and higher. I mean, it's fantastic for the players. You must be super excited to see if your team's going to be named today and understanding that you get to go and play home and away games and it's constantly going to be good quality quality hockey.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about the excitement of Rio, especially for the UK audience, but global audience, we've got to build on that, haven't we, really? And maybe this competition could be the answer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to give a little bit more regularity to the competition. So instead of having to wait all year to see some really good quality international hockey, you can see it all year round, and I think that's really important to keep everybody's tails up, see what's going on, see what the talent is and who's winning. But yeah, really exciting times. I think it may mean a few more days away for the girls or whatever teams, but it also means more quality international matches here down in London.
Okay, we've talked about Rio, we've talked about that famous match. We've got to talk about the future now, and the two teams behind us warming up. And for the first time, if I look at the Dutch, I'm thinking, where's Palmer? Where's Van Aert? There are a lot of key players for them, legends are no longer playing.
Yeah, they're retired, just the next generation coming through now, but a lot of players like Liedewij Velten, who's not retired, and Eva de Rudde, they're resting as well. So there's a whole host of new talent coming through that we're going to see today. Some of them for the first time at the international stage as senior level, but majority of them again play for Den Bosch and Stixa, you know, those high quality clubs that play amazing hockey week in, week out.
And is that the difference, do you think, because of their club hockey, maybe at a higher standard maybe than British hockey, that this step up is quite natural?
I think it used to be before Great Britain got the centralised programme, but to be honest, now we have the quality coaching, all the facilities we need over at Bisham Abbey, so I think we're catching up. I think the day British club hockey can get there, then obviously it's naturally going to go up, the talent pool's going to increase. But I don't know, I personally think we sometimes use that as an excuse, the Dutch are better because they've got a better club system. No. I think like Sarah said, it's going to be a good one out there, and there's some new players, and it's going to be a good one.
Well, let's hear from the two coaches. Is it the rematch? Is it revenge? Let's find out.
So, Danny, obviously a little bit disappointed after yesterday. How are we going to put that right today in this epic grudge match that everyone's calling it against the Dutch here on home soil?
I think the first thing is we don't spend too much time dwelling on yesterday. We've had a very quick debrief about that because it's more about focusing on today, which we've done. We don't know how Holland are going to play. It's a pretty new side for Holland, so we're not sure how they play. So the first 5 minutes is really trying to suss and understand what system of play they're playing, get them really focused on that, and then we'll go from there.
It's exactly that, isn't it? The individuals, the skillfulness of the Dutch team makes them world number one. And there's a few girls here who probably haven't come up against that as regularly. How have you prepped those girls for this match of this epic scale with a full crowd?
I think, as always, we try to focus on what we can bring and what we do, rather than overly fixating on what the opposition bring. We need to understand their system, that's important, but the rest of it's about what we do and how we do it and how well we do it. So that's the main thing, Krista.
And then obviously conceding some goals sort of late on, how are we going to consolidate exactly on, trying to make sure that sort of stuff doesn't happen, and we make sure that fitness and all those other elements can really play a part, because that has been what, England and Great Britain have leveraged off in the past, and we're able to sort of fall back onto that. 2 matches in 2 days, it's a tough ask.
It is a tough ask. Obviously, it's the world's top 3 teams playing over the weekend. I think, the game was pretty tight, although Argentina was superior. The game was pretty tight until the last quarter. And then we let some really sloppy sort of turnovers lead to goals. I think that is just a function of experience, and you can't shortcut that. That is literally having enough time playing these kind of matches and getting that kind of experience. So this is why we're playing them.
What are you expecting from today?
I'm expecting a game with 2 teams that are relatively new. I think both teams are in the build-up again, so I think that it'll be an exciting game to see where we're at and also see where the English team are at.
Absolutely, and of course, we can't help but mention the Olympic final, and that was the last time you guys met. And talk of a revenge match, all of those elements are going round and round. Is that how you guys are approaching it?
No, I mean, look, there's players that were there in Rio and there's players that weren't there in Rio. I think if you put the pressure on the players that weren't in Rio to play a revenge match, then you're not doing them justice. We're here to play a game against England. We're here to see where we're at now. At this stage, we've been together for 3 days. And it's important for us to make progress towards the World Hockey League over a few weeks.
And an element of consolidation, like we've just discussed, a number of retirements that both teams would have suffered. So how are you going to go about today? Is it about getting the win, or, as you say, just kind of consolidating and moving on, as well as leadership obviously plays a massive part at this early stage? Can you tell us a little bit about how you've approached sort of appointing a new leader and what you're expecting from them today?
I mean, the first thing is we're always here to win. So I think that's something that both teams are here to do. I think both teams are here to win the game. With the leadership, we've got a new leadership team. We had a leadership team last year, and we've got a renewed leadership team with a few of the players that were in the leadership team last year. We've got a new captain. Marloes Ketels is the captain of the team now, and we've got a really steady group around her to fill her in and make sure that everyone's got the capacity to fill and do that. The style of leadership that they can apply to the team. So.
Great. Well, we're expecting it to be a great spectacle, a full house. So let's hope we can put the spectacle on we're really looking for. Thanks so much, Alison. Cheers. Right.
I don't know who was more uncomfortable about asking about Rio, Krista or poor old Alison.
I would have loved it.
Yeah,
I would have got the medal out.
Is it a revenge match? Is it a revenge match, the rematch today?
You know what? It's the way the press are going to build it up. It's the way the media are going to build it up. And if that's what it takes to get people to tune in and see what our sport's about, then fine. The girls, their mindset's going to be somewhere else. They'll be very much focused and sticking to the process.
Yeah, just to remind everybody who was hoping to see live hockey, you've got to make do with Sarah and Sam and myself just for another 15 minutes because the pushback has been delayed till 2:15 because the Dutch team was struggling to get out of their hotel or get into the coach at some stage, but they are here safely. Alison, look at her face there, Sarah. Is she under pressure after what happened in Rio?
I think she's under pressure. I think a number of the Dutch team were already questioning her when she came in. You know, they absolutely loved Max Caldas, and any coach after that wasn't going to be as good in their eyes. But yeah, I think she feels the pressure as well. You know, whenever you've done an interview with her after a game, you can really feel it off her. I think she's a little bit worried about what it's going to be like with the girls that are retired.
Yeah.
And as you can see in that interview, saying we've only been together 3 days. You know, stressing that point. So that came across to me like, oh, something's not quite right. But it'll be interesting to see how we go with it out there today.
Okay, let's go and hear from Krista Cullen. I think she's with another Golden Girl.
Yeah, I'm here with Georgie Twigg, a fellow gold medalist from the Rio Olympics. And obviously, as we're watching these teams warm up, I'm intrigued as to Georgie's take onto what she really thinks the outcome of this game's going to be. So, Georgie, what are we thinking?
I'd love it to be a really, really close game. You know, there's so many people here watching, and I really hope the girls can bounce back from yesterday's game.
Absolutely, and obviously, you know, if it does go to penalties, if it's a draw today, it's going to go to penalties, and what do you think the outcome of that would be?
Well, we all know what that's going to be. You know, we've got the best goalie in the world, if it goes to penalties, that'll just be brilliant. I'd love to be able to watch that.
And just one thing on an individual note, obviously you're not out on the pitch today, like a few of us, and I was just interested, you know, for the viewers out there, what are you getting up to?
Yeah, I must say it's slightly strange to be standing here watching, first time watching the girls. I've actually started my law training contract at a law firm in London, taking a break from the international side of things, but still playing at Surbiton and enjoying my hockey there.
Brilliant. Best of luck with everything, Georgie, and back to you, Chris.
Sounds like another Cullen card to me. Just taking a break and she's going to look forward to it. I mean, seriously, she made a serious point here about England bouncing back. It was bitterly disappointing for them. I know we're not pressing the panic button, but they would have had to have learned some harsh lessons yesterday, and they've got to learn them quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I know they played some practice matches at Bisham Abbey. I think it was 4-1, was it? A draw?
3-3, 4-1. Yeah.
A draw, 4-1, then 5-1. So mentally, that's tough because to think, you know, we're not getting better because that's what the scoreline reflects. I think today it's all going to be about, you know, like what I said before, who's got that character to not panic, to not worry, to spread the belief that if you do go 1, 2, 3 down.
Yeah. Who are you looking at? Who are you looking at for that sort of character? You know this squad.
Yeah, I think Holly Webb from the back, she's got that grit, that character. And I'm not saying that other people don't have that character. I'm saying, you know, it's like if a whole team was full of Cristiano Ronaldos, you're not going to win a team. I think you need your Roy Keanes, your Steven Gerrards to get in there and get stuck in.
Yes. Sarah, it's very difficult for a youngster coming into a team to suddenly turn around and go, right, come on, sort this out, because they're worried for their own place. They're worried about upsetting maybe the gold medalists.
I was thinking exactly the same. I wonder what it does feel like as a new player stepping into the team. You're stepping into an Olympic gold medal team, which has never happened before, right? So how does that feel stepping onto the pitch? It's about the environment you create, and I think Danny will create the environment with regardless if you get your first cap today or whether you've got 100 caps, that you can step up and you can say exactly how you feel. But I mean, how exciting, right?
Yeah.
You get to play Argentina yesterday, Netherlands today. That's why you play hockey. You don't play hockey to train every day at Bisham. You play hockey to play these sorts of teams. So magnificent.
Well, that culture is vital, and I was just watching the warm-up before, and it's very much the Rio girls playing stick and ball with each other, and then the newbies partnering off. And I think that's natural. It's going to come. That will be a mix. But why not make it happen now? I think, you know, you will get to a phase where you know where they want the ball when you trap it. You will know that actually they want on the reverse in this situation. Let's get that started now. So I think it's going to come. I think we've got the best experience for creating the best culture. Just give it a bit of time.
Yeah, and it is lovely to play in front of a packed crowd, and it is wonderful to see, I suppose, be here at this Hockey and Tennis Centre when we are Olympic champions, and you see the expectation of the crowd. And look, we're going to do it all again on Thursday for the men's, World Hockey League semi-finals. This is a great time to be involved in the squad, and I suppose Danny Carey's got to turn around and say, enjoy it, embrace it, because it doesn't happen very often.
You have to. I mean, that's exactly why you play hockey. You put all those hours in of training. You know, Sam knows exactly what it's like. All those years, it takes time. You know, Olympic cycles just happen. They're starting again. They're in transition period. You have to go out there and enjoy it, but also learn from it. So when they're out there today, okay, that's something I didn't do right, but okay, I can put it right next time. And it's just about making that learning and taking those steps along what's going to be another 4-year journey.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely crucial. The fact that it's such a big profile match, the way it's been built up. Sometimes them lessons are going to be very, very hard to learn, but it's all about the learning curve, growing with the game and growing as an individual. So, you know what? Watch these girls a few years down the line. I think they're going to pull it out the bag. Yesterday's game was probably very much a reality check as well, that this isn't the Rio team. It's completely different. We're going to start from fresh and throw all you've got at us.
We talked about the reality check from yesterday. What lessons, I mean, we'll show some of the action as we talk over it from yesterday. What lessons should be learned? What did you think went wrong, Sam? Is it too difficult to pinpoint anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new team. There's so much to cover, and you've got 4 years to cover it. So it's just all about learning new things. Like we said, for me, it's going to be a case of the penalty corners today. I like to think that the defenders are a bit more savvy, a bit more streetwise, because they've got the threat from Masasaka at the top. She is very, very clinical when it comes to drag flicks. So the Dutch forwards in a packed area are going to be looking for feet. I'm going to be looking for who's got the finesse just to take a little step back, to put in the tackle when it matters, rather than overselling and exposing your feet.
Yeah, we discussed that England were a little bit sloppy at the start yesterday, and that you can't afford that when you're playing against teams at world number 1, world number 3. You need to start very, very well. There was a suggestion that maybe some players, the defenders, were a bit of out of position, not playing their natural position. Will we see anything different today?
I mean, Joey Lee and Ellie Watt in the team today, I think they're the only 2 changes that have been made. So from a defensive perspective, it's pretty much going to be the same as yesterday. Now, what's interesting is that it's a completely new challenge again today. You know, the Netherlands do not play like Argentina. So for the back line, it isn't like, well, we got that wrong yesterday, we can make it right today, because it's a brand new challenge. So it's going to be for them to communicate, and as Sam mentioned, you know, starting to understand where people want the ball played to them, where they want to receive it, and what works best for you and the person next to you on the field.
Yeah, this game's going to be a lot more different. I think we're going to see a lot of long balls out the back today. They've got some big players who've got big strength, strong hits that they're going to look for long distance wise. Argentinians are very much close skilled. I think today is going to be all about the physical battle at the back, intercepting them balls, getting to the ball first.
Yeah, so it's much more of a physical challenge for this team today.
It's going to be a physical challenge. It's
You're
going to be
smirking,
a feisty.
you're laughing.
I'm laughing because I know it's going to be a feisty one out there today, and if I was on the pitch, I'd certainly enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll be looking about who's going to put in the big tackles early and set that tone.
Yeah, okay, well, you can probably sense that the teams are on their way out soon. You have got to call it you two. Do you see a much improved performance? Could you see an England victory here?
You know what, as a player I'd never say this, but I think I'd take the draw today.
You take the draw, how about you, Sarah?
I'm not too far off the draw as well, given that both teams play and have got, you know, new talent in there, then it's just going to be one of those games where they go at it. Yeah, let's go for a draw.
Should we go to pens again?
Yeah, get the pennos, it'll be more exciting.
Sam and Sarah, thank you very much indeed. Yes, the players are out, we're just about to get on the way. Let's join our commentary team then. That's Mel Clulo and Charlie Brim.
Yesterday was the world number 3s, today is the world number 1s. Netherlands, the World Cup holders, up against England, the Olympic and European champions, and the Dutch were beaten in both the Olympic and European finals. Both teams are out, national anthems of both countries. are on their way. Safe to say Alex Danson, the England captain, enjoyed that national anthem, looking around this packed stadium, enjoying the atmosphere. And the two teams shake hands. Marloes Kietels, the new Dutch captain, 24 years of age, 81 caps to her name, debuted in 2013. Huge shoes to fill with the retirement of Marcia Pauwman. Let's have a look at the two sides, and England will make two changes to the squad that took on Argentina yesterday. Joe Hunter and Susie Gilbert drop out, Joey Lee and Ellie Watton come in. Maddie Hinch, the hero here in August last year when England won the European Championship, 2 years ago, sorry, and the hero as well in August last year in Rio when she kept the Dutch out for the entire shootout of that Rio gold medal final. As for the Dutch, well, they are in a state of rebuild, just as England are. They have two players only with over 100 caps and 4 between 50 and 100. Compare that to England. England have 6 players with over 100 caps, and one of those, Alex Danson, has over 200. And they also have 3 players with 50 to 100 caps. There's Carleen van den Heuvel. She will be key for them. 155 caps. She is the most experienced player in the Dutch lineup. She's won every major trophy at least once, has Dirkse van den Heuvel, and she will be driving this team forward. What a special moment for this young girl with Krista Cullen's gold medal around her neck. She brings the match ball out into the centre, and the Dutch, who won the toss, will get this game underway, attacking the goal to our right-hand side. And it is Laureen Leurink who gets this one underway. And Dirkse van den Heuvel immediately onto the ball, but loses out, and an early opportunity as Owsley tries to drive. And now England looking to put pressure on the Dutch from the very start. On Stam, one of the new players in this Dutch squad. Alongside me in the commentary box for this one, as she was yesterday, Mel Clulo. And Mel, you've had a chance to think on yesterday, and your thoughts on this one.
Well, obviously playing the #1 side in the world, you don't need a lot of motivation. And I think for a lot of the players yesterday, it was so important just to get the first game at home under your belt, with such a huge crowd as well. You know, a lot of these players have come from club hockey where you don't experience more than probably 200 people watching, and I think the key today is really how England played in that fourth quarter yesterday. They transferred the ball really well from side to side, and they've just got to wait for the moment to try and penalise this Dutch team as best they can. And I think really in any game the first goal is crucial, but I think with both teams going through sort of redevelopment phases, this first goal today could be crucial.
Bouncing ball come out by Haycroft. There is Danny Carey, the England head coach. And the ball is played forward, and Van Marlo is the intended recipient, but it goes out for a 16. Van Geffen with the ball. Here is Laura Unsworth under some pressure from Van Marle, and Van Marle wins the free hit. The two number 4s up against each other. Van Marle to Stam, to Van Marsacker. Stam and Van Marsacker will be instrumental in penalty corners should the Dutch win any. Van den Heuvel goes on a little dribble into the circle. Van den Heuvel on the reverse stick, fires it across, and there is your early goal. What a start that is for the Dutch. And it's been turned in by Laura Nunink. We saw her debut, Mel, didn't we, in the Champions Trophy in Mendoza back in 2014. She played all over the park in that tournament, and there ghosts in between the lines of England defenders and just deflects it in off Hannah Martin.
It's a fantastic ball by Van den Heuvel here, because it goes between Maddie Hinch's left foot and the defender, so it's pinpoint accuracy on the cross, which you'd expect from somebody of her experience. Personally, a little bit disappointed with the defending in there. Hannah Martin sort of a little bit asleep on the back post, Zoe Shipley not quite tight enough. Great start obviously for the Dutch, and it's really important that these girls as best as they can get themselves back into it.
Well, not the start that England would have wanted yesterday. They conceded a goal with the very last touch of the game yesterday against Argentina, and we're barely, what, two minutes in to today's game, and they're already behind. Owsley. Here's the free hit. I think that was from the tackle from Van Geffen rather than Van Marle. Here is Danson. Danson comes in field and can't get past Ketels. Van Geffen. Owsley putting her under pressure. Van Marle. Van den Heuvel. Those sides with 9 players that played in that Rio final. The Dutch, for good measure, will have called upon 5 youngsters that won the silver medal at the Junior World Cup at the back end of last year. And there's going to be a card here, and it's going to number 19, Hassan Delang. Delang, who's had an extended break. She won her 6th Dutch cap back at the Hockey World League in 2013. She didn't win her 7th until the Tour of Spain at the beginning of this year. Back into the fold as Haycroft drives. Haycroft going, gets the shot on target, and it's a penalty corner. That's good work from Sarah Haycroft.
Nick White found herself in acres of space in the middle of the pitch, and really good to see Sarah Haycroft driving in, knowing what she wants to do with the ball, really sort of coming into the circle with purpose, which I think they lacked a little bit yesterday. There was obviously a stick tackle further back. There was nothing to do with the tackle, obviously the interception there that Stams made.
So for scores, tackle from behind. So Webb, Shipley, Unsworth, stands at triumvirate at the top of the circle. It's going to Nick White, that's for sure, but who's taking on the responsibility for the penalty corner? And the Dutch have lost a player. They seem settled to me, but the score is being sent to the... Did she overbalance and fall forward? The score sent to the halfway line, so the Dutch have to defend with 3 and Veenendaal. Does that change the England plan? Shipley leaves it, Unsworth slaps, deflected up and over. Van den Heuvel with a good deflection.
Really intelligent running by Van den Heuvel, obviously losing the score meant that she couldn't really commit to the top, otherwise there could easily be a 1-2 around her, and you could just see her changing her direction as the slip came to Laura Unsworth. For me, it wasn't quite slick enough at the top. The sort of transfer from the trapper across to Unsworth needs to be a lot quicker or shorter. So as in Laura Unsworth needs to get closer.
This is what England did well yesterday in the third and fourth quarter against Argentina, was passed it round the back. But they just lost a little bit of patience, didn't they? They need to keep going. Try and pull the Dutch defence from left to right. White with a lovely bit of skill, fitting into Danson. Danson breaks free, Danson pulls it back, Veenendaal goes to ground, and it's a free hit to the Dutch, but that's much better. That is the positive response that people would have wanted.
Brilliant by Nick White, and Alex Danson doing what she does well, which is posting on the edge of the circle. I thought here that was a touch and go there. Has she touched the ball or not?
Ball first.
Okay.
So here come the Dutch down the left-hand side. And good defensive work from Toman. And Danson with the long corner. Free hit. Into the circle. Second circle penetration, and it's pushed away by Holly Webb, who had an immense game yesterday against Argentina. She really was a rock in the centre of that England defence.
She needed to be at times, because on the right-hand side she had Anna Toman, who's got a handful of caps, and on the left-hand side she had Grace Ballston, also on a handful of caps. So, we have to remember we've got Giselle Ansley to come back into the back line. Unfortunately, she picked up a facial injury at Club Europeans last weekend and had to have an operation. And you add her into your back line, and you've got a bit more stability there as well.
Well, that's not 5. Perhaps a little fortunate not to get a card.
We're giving a corner.
Just
you
outside.
Are not 5 and you're inside the 23. Thanks,
It is a penalty corner. That's what you were suggesting, Mel, and it is a penalty corner.
Yeah, when you're asking the question about the card, I think sometimes umpires feel that a penalty corner is punishment enough.
I didn't think the penalty corner was coming.
No, yeah, I mean, fortunately we're mic'd up to the umpires, and I could hear Frances Block talking to Emma Shelbourne about that. I wasn't sure whether it was inside or outside the 25, but to be fair, Frances Block called it straight away, and Emma Shelbourne's explained it, and if they don't get this defending kit on it, they're going to be in trouble again.
Well, given a couple of seconds more than the 40 allowed. Now Unsworth. Shipley again, he strikes and deflected up and over off a Dutch stick. And Marsacker, I think it is on the line, who has got it up and over the bar.
Just in the middle here, please. Okay, 5.
Shipley, Townsend drops it out and cracked in by Lee. It's stopped by Krekela on corner.
Good to see an old school hit. I mean, Van Marsakker's done exceptionally well there, because I think Zoe Shipley managed to get the ball just off the ground, so she's had to take it on the full.
Lee trying to deflect that into the circle. Van den Heuvel picks it up, finds the score. The score up against Lee. A bit of pressure now on that Dutch back line. And Marsacker as well. Gone all the way through, and well, Ken Sanders can't keep control of the ball. Lee has a little look up. Here is Unsworth and DeFrond. Webb. Ballston down the line. No one there. Right ball. St Allen just having a chat with Lauren Lurink. a double Olympic and World Cup winner, 228 caps for Australia, 166 goals. Been in charge of the Dutch women since October 2015. Here comes Danson. Danson driving to the circle, long corner. Yeah, Annan, first competition was the World League in Rosario. They finished 5th. And then, of course, the Olympics, and they were 2nd.
I think it'll be interesting to watch the Dutch over the course of the next Olympic cycle, because they've lost the big personalities as well. Naomi van As, Marcia Pauwman, probably Ellen Hogue. And I think sometimes when you're a new coach coming into a group like that, it's very difficult to stamp your authority.
Might help it. Might help it. Now England trying to find a way back onto level terms. Well, she's having a word with Van Geffen. Webb. Callan. White. Balsden on this left-hand side. Here she is. Balsden goes back to Webb. Webb thinking about shifting the ball, and then tries to play the killer pass. And it goes out for a Dutch ball. Look at that, not a spare seat in the house. 5,000 packed in. And if you didn't get a ticket for this one, well, you've got 10 days of hockey coming next week. The Men's Hockey World League semi-final starts on Thursday, 11:30 AM on BT Sports, on the 2HD Live, 4K UHD Live, and tickets still available for that. A week today, 2 cracking matches: Pakistan-India at 2 o'clock, England-Argentina at 4. Townsend cuts inside, and Lennon comes across to break it up. Argentina, of course, that's an interesting shiner that Susanna Townsend has got there, picked up yesterday.
Cavallero's shoulder, I think.
When she was running down the middle in the first half. Yeah, just going back to that Hockey World League semi-final, England-Argentina game. Argentina, of course, the Olympic champions, so promises to be quite a competition, and that day in particular. Of course, it's too difficult to get down to Lee Valley. That BT Sport, well, is your home of hockey now for the next 4 years. Free hit to the Dutch. Ketels plays it for Van den Heuvel in acres of space. McCallan tries to close her down, and Van den Heuvel wins the free hit off the initial tackle by Shona McCallan. Van den Heuvel, little jab into the circle. Danger ball called. Martin inside to the front, but the most sympathetic of passes.
That's my one sort of criticism of an England side, is that, and it's not just in this cycle, when they get the ball they tend to drift towards the sidelines, and made this point yesterday in the Argentina game, and it creates another defender. And I think what they did exceptionally well in that 4th quarter, even though they conceded goals, was the transfer ball, which is how they've started playing today. They've kept possession a lot better today than they did in the game yesterday, which is really positive, and they're getting numbers around the ball carrier, which again was missing yesterday. So you can see that there are certainly some improvements.
There is the England bench. Play right in front of that right now. Van den Heuvel from Marsaka. Final 90 seconds or so of the first quarter. England 0, Netherlands 1, and it could be Netherlands 2 shortly. It is Netherlands 2 shortly. It's Lauren Luring who makes it England 0, Netherlands 2. And that was worryingly easy for the Netherlands. Hinch beat him for a second time in the opening 15 minutes.
She's just walked straight through. I think is it Holly Webb's trying to mark her, and she can't get up close with her. She's running level, hoping, I guess, that someone's going to step out and help her. And the defenders just back off into the circle. Fantastic strike off the ground. Whether Hinch will be disappointed or not, well, knowing Maddie, she will be. She doesn't like getting scored upon, but that second goal really has come against the run of play.
Yeah, I was about to say England had done quite well despite going a goal down. They didn't seem rattled. They were perfectly happy to keep to their processes. Well, the thing is, they've got to do it again, haven't they? Keep to the process. Owsley. Sideline ball of the Dutch, which will be taken by Stam. Well, does that change Danny Carey's quarter-time chat?
But no, he's very much a man that he is about performance, and the performance behind the scoreline, particularly in matches like this. Obviously, tournament play is very, very different. And one thing you'll never get from Danny really is he's got his poker face back today, and I think he's got to be pleased with the way that they've played. I think that, you know, the younger players have established themselves. They've been playing a lot better. They've been moving the ball from side to side. They've created opportunities from penalty corners. Lots to be positive about, regardless of the 2-0 scoreline.
Is there a lifeline at the end of this first quarter for England? No, there won't be, because the free hit goes the way of the visitors. And they will just see this clock down to the quarter-time hooter. Off Zandervaart. And there is the quarter-time hooter. And it is a quarter in which the Dutch have scored twice from maybe 2 or 3 attacks. The first goal scorer was Laura Nunning. The second goal scorer was Lauren Lurink. And the quarter-time score is England 0, Netherlands 2. Well, Mel, let's have a look at these goals again. And, well, the first one was a lovely bit of skill by Dirkse van den Heuvel.
Yeah, it's fantastic delivery, flat. But it's, you know, they've got 3 attackers in there and against 2 English defenders, and all of them ahead of those defenders. And you know, it's great technique. She's down low. She knows that Van den Heuvel's going to put the ball flat on the ground, which is exactly what she does. And this really, you've got to feel a little bit Holly Webb almost escorting Lurink into the circle. But it's clinical, isn't it? It's whenever the Dutch get in the circle, they're looking to put things on target. And I'm not going to say they deserve their 2-0 victory, but as you said, they
haven't won yet.
No, sorry, 2-0 at quarter time. But they have been clinical, and England have won their penalty corners, and they haven't been able to execute them.
Well, that was the thing yesterday against Argentina. Argentina, 24 circle penetrations, 14 shots, 5 goals. England, 8 circle penetrations, 7 shots. So that was good. That conversion rate is good, but just the 1 goal. 3 penalty corners for England, 7 for Argentina. They score from 3. And no change between the posts today for Danny Carey in England. Hinch continues. They swapped over yesterday, Tennant and Hinch. Let's go to Krista.
Hi there, I'm down on pitch side with one of the goal scorers. A great start for you guys out there for the Dutch. And what are you expecting out here today?
It's going to be a tough match. We experienced it in the first half, and we need to stay away from the cards, and then we can put pressure on them, and we going to make it an exciting match.
So talk me through your goal. Exactly what went through your mind when you were up there in order to be able to make sure you capitalise?
I don't know. I was there, and the ball came there, and I was at the right spot at the right time. So that's good.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thoughts of Laura Nunning, the second goal scorer for the Netherlands, and a chance here for England as they take the free sideline ball. Bray wins the free hit. Has to move it 5. Does that. Ball backed in by Toman. Stopped on the edge of the Dutch circle. And here is Van Marle. Webb with the crucial tackle. Toman. Unsworth. Here's Shipley. Got Aycroft on this left-hand side. Here she is. Aycroft into McCallum, doesn't get hold of the ball, and it's cut out by Van Marle. And here is Lurink. The score. And then Hervel. Beautiful skill. That gives away the free hit. No leader by Velton for the Dutch here today, sadly. Probably sadly not for the players playing, but certainly from a spectator's point of view. One of the finest women players around at the moment. Always enjoy watching her play. Managing an injury for the best part of the second half of the season. Some calcification on her heel apparently that makes it very painful to walk, so we wish her a speedy recovery. Stam. And Hervel. Well, there is the possession. It was 50-50 yesterday by the end of the game, but 56-44 in favour of England. But they haven't been able to do too much with it. Oh, Lurink comes all the way through. Deflection. Toman, I think it is, who gets in to help Hinch, but Lurink was almost in for her second goal.
Fantastic, fantastic skills here. McCallum trying to go flat, and Lurink sees it coming. Brave defending by Toman. I think Hinch was certainly closing down and possibly would have made the save as well, but great to see cover defence from Anna Toman.
McCallum loses out to the score. And Hervel. Outside her comes Stam. This is Stam. She has support in front of her if she wants. Tries to pick it out. It was aimed at the Lang. Didn't quite come off. Vanden Hervel. And Geffen on the reverse stick. And England have the free hit. Holly Webb will take it. Gets come on from Francis Block, the umpire at right-hand end. Toman. Martin twisting, turning, and eventually tackled, but wins the free hit. Unsworth. Danson offers, turns infield, over the score. Danson has a little look up, finds Martin. Martin can't trap it. But good work from Danson, peeling away from that extra defender the sideline. We've been talking about Mal.
Yeah, and those are the things that are going to take time. Hannah Martin will be disappointed that she hasn't trapped it, and you, at this level, would expect her to do that. But, you know, it is good to see England playing with the confidence. Holly Webb out to Laura Unsworth, Alex Danson posting, and then again the transfer to the other side.
Krekelar wins the free hit. Play on, says the umpire, and Francis Block just getting some help from Emma Shelbourne at the other end. Hand on stick. This is what they're appealing for, Mel.
Corner. Stick onto shin pad. But the speed that it's played at, I mean, we know if there was a video referral, it would have gone there, but there wasn't any arguments from the Dutch. It was just carry on with the game.
Oh, intercepted, and here goes Zander Vaart. Plays it on, dink back in field, and that was an important touch from Shipley, because England would have been undone had she not picked it up. Krekelar was outside her. Here is Martin. Now Martin has a lot of space to run into. Owsley receives the ball, gets it strong, up against Van Geffen, into Martin. Martin tries to swing it round the corner, but can't pick the ball up and play it with any pace, and Van den Heuvel turns it over for score. Though gives it back to Townsend. Here's Joey Lee. Lee drops it out to White. Callan. Webb, back to McCallan. McCallan had the option of going square to Defron, but decided for the 45-degree ball, looking for Townsend, and it gets intercepted. Good skill from Frederic Matla. Webb steps in against Matla. Worth pointing out, perhaps, that 8 of the team out of there for the Dutch, or from the squad, are from Den Bosch, who won the Euro Hockey Club Cup last weekend. And 5 are from Amsterdam, and they came 3rd, so I don't think there's any arguments that there are some of the best female hockey players in Europe out on that park right now.
I think, crucially, they've been playing hockey. You know, the Dutch league has only just finished, so they would say they're not fresh, but they've been playing, and I think that's the difference. England have picked up the matches against Spain, and they've probably had some inter-squad matches, but the domestic season finished a long time ago, apart from for any players that were at Surbiton or Canterbury.
Ball up the middle of the park, intercepted by Keitels. McCallan can't get the ball under control. Keitels, new captain, and playing in Palman's position as well. Ball into the circle, Van Geffen. Out comes Hinch, makes a double save.
It's a good flat tackle initially by Shona McCallan, and again Maddie Hinch showing her agility and speed off the line. She really is able to move herself in that kit really, really well, and when she's on form, it doesn't have to give you as defenders confidence that not a lot's going to get past her. And again, she'll be disappointed with the 2 goals, but it's good to see that it's not affected her.
Six and a half just under remaining until the half-time interval. The score driving forward once more. The score playing it into the circle and stepping in is Ballston, as she had to do. Otherwise Matla would have been in. Keitels and Geffen. And now the Dutch happy just to pass it backwards and forwards around the back. Stan looking for the score, but too much space between the back line and the intended receivers for the Dutch, and England step into that space and turn possession over. Martin, White, Ballston. Haycroft, Ballston. Ballston, head up, has a look, looks for the pass, cuts back inside. Ball in from Ballston, not her best, and easily cut out by Nunink. Good work from Lily Owsley. Martin. Better play from England. See, it's the pace. As soon as you drop the pace off, it allows the Dutch to jump in, but England have done well to win it back again. A little bit of misunderstanding. Haycroft does well. Lee can't quite get there. Played on down the line by DeLang. And trying to find Matla. Matla comes back inside. And then we get more chat for the bench. And then she resumes her spot in the corner. Now here is Van den Assem. Good work from Haycroft. Bray back to White. Lee trying to make tracks down this left-hand side. White cuts back in field, tries to find Townsend, who'd overrun it, and Vega turns possession over.
It's those things that are going to take the time to build. I know in that situation it was two of the Rio players that were trying to pass to each other.
Good work from Unsworth. Danson needs to be careful. Stan does well just to keep running away and not give the free hit away. Lee, though, does give possession away. Two and a half minutes to the break. England 0, Netherlands 2. England have done well perhaps in this quarter just to sort of nullify, or seemingly nullify, the Dutch. Don't want to put the commentator's curse on them with 2 minutes to go. Well, talked about the men. Well, the women's semi-final, or the first semi-final, shall I say, in Brussels starts on Wednesday the 21st of June. The Dutch will be in that one. Top ranked team, obviously, in the first semi-final. England playing in South Africa in the second semi-final. The Dutch in Group A with the likes of China, Korea, Italy and Scotland. So Scotland with an opportunity to test themselves against the best as the ball comes into the circle. And Francis blocked with a sharp blow of the whistle for the challenge on Townsend.
I think England have done very well in this quarter to keep possession, and again it's those fine lines between knowing when to go forwards and when to keep possession, and they probably had better chances, certainly got into the Dutch circle in the first quarter, but perhaps lacked possession, whereas this time around they've certainly kept the possession but haven't had the chances.
Well, you've got the ball. It's very hard to concede. There's the free hit. Unsworth. Ballsden. Ballsden again. Shipley. Ball forward with 27 seconds straight to the Dutch captain Ketels. Cut out by McCallan. And as well, and loses possession to Lurink. Vanden Heuvel. And that'll be it for the first half. The Dutch will just look after this, run the clock down. And there is the half-time hooter. So no addition to the quarter-time score. England with more possession in that second quarter, but unable to find any real inroads into that Dutch circle. Annie Veenendaal in the Dutch goal, worried in that second quarter. But England have it all to do in the second half. The half-time score, England 0, Netherlands 2.
Yes, they certainly have it all to do. More encouraging signs for England, but the Dutch clinical in front of goal. Laura Nunink and Lorian Lernick with the goals for the Dutch. We'll have all the best of the action straight after the break. Well, welcome back to the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park. It is just going a little bit cloudy. There's a suggestion it might rain, but my goodness, we've had some red-hot hockey in the first half there. The Dutch leading the Olympic champions by 2-0. Don't forget, plenty of sport still to come on BT Sport today at 5:30 on BT Sport 1. It is the 4th race of the Challenger Playoffs final. Sweden leading New Zealand by 2 wins to 1 as we speak in the best of 9. And don't forget, a little bit later on here, we will be exclusively revealing the teams that are entering the new Hockey Pro League. It's a new global format, home and away format, and that is the CEO, Jason McCracken, leaving Switzerland. He left a little bit earlier, and he'll be arriving here in London any minute now to reveal those teams that have qualified. So, plenty of expectation. Was it the revenge match? Was it the rematch from the Olympic final in Rio? Plenty of names missing from that match, but it's still the Dutch who are looking as world number 1. They lead by 2-0, and quite deservedly, I would say. Very clinical in front of goal. So these are the stats as ever. It only counts what's happening up at the top there. 2-0 to Netherlands, but they've had the slightly better of the game, less possession, which surprises us all, and England, in fact, have had 2 more penalty corners, but it's the Dutch who lead by 2-0. Sarah Thomas and Sam Quick still with me. Surprisingly 2-0 down. This is a better performance than yesterday from England.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. We look really composed, we look comfortable on the ball today, and the main difference is we're transferring the ball around the back. One little thing I would tweak, as a half-back, you have to threaten to go forward as it comes around to you, even if you're not going to go forwards, and it just makes the Dutch take another 2 steps across to open up the other side. But so far, really, really impressed with the transfer and composure on the ball.
Yes, because we complained yesterday they looked nervy on the ball, gave away possession. As we've seen from the stats, better possession today, so they're encouraging signs before we get to the 2 goals that are against them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as to Sam's point earlier, you've got to look for that composure when the goals go in. So if they've gone in, you've got to reset and start again, and they've been a lot better at that. And again, to the transfer, it's just about settling themselves in midfield now and not giving the ball away too much in that critical area.
Mel Clulo said the first goal could be important. That was the first goal. Anyone at fault here, Sam?
I was saying before, the build-up from the Dutch here is very, very composed, and it just went ping, ping, ping to each of their players. Quite an easy circle entry there, and the cross was an excellent cross because they missed the goalkeeper. A little thing, you could be a bit better in the marking, I think. On the back post they had a bit of slack marking and also a person free at the back, but as I say, those things are going to happen. It's all about communication and learning to play against the Dutch side.
And what you want to bounce back early, especially when you're trying to settle nerves, and they did have their chances, England. This one from a penalty corner, I think Zoe Shipley with a strike.
I mean, it's a good strike towards goal. They've gone for a different option to what we've seen there yesterday, and it's just caught the left foot of the pad of the goalkeeper, and she doesn't even know where it's gone.
But the keeper's so lucky there. She should be logging, which is lying on the floor and covering up all the space. So a little inch, I think, to the right, it would have been a goal.
Anything,
Yeah, so a little bit of luck for the Dutch, and then they took advantage. I'm glad we got a little bit of louder music because that would make it even easier for you, Sarah, to hear me. This was a beautiful goal, but you were not particularly happy, either of you, with the defending here.
Yeah, again, it's just experience. Holly does an excellent job here just to keep her running. The striker's head's down. It just takes a defender to make a decision there that I need to come off my player. And in this instance, it's Anna Toman. Inexperience is normally playing in the midfield line or forward line. So it's just, again, it's a learning curve. But there, as a defender, I'd be stepping up, helping Holly and making the tackle.
OK, I'm going to interrupt you just quickly because I think Krista is with another golden girl.
Here with Hannah McLeod, who's just been announced as retiring today on what an emphatic career. Hannah, congratulations, and what's up? What are you going to do next?
I'd like to go on holiday at some point. It's been, we know what it's like. It's been absolutely crazy since we got back from Rio. But I'm actually competing for Great Britain again, only this time on a boat. So I'm taking part in the Clipper race. So it's the only round the world amateur race. So I'm learning to ocean sail for the first time, new challenge, new team, which is really exciting and crazy all at the same time. And then coaching the under-21s with England. So yeah, lots of different things, but being here today on this occasion, watching kind of the next group of youngsters that will hopefully win another gold in 3.5 years' time is brilliant.
Thank Thank you so much, Hannah, and can I just congratulate you on part of England hockey as well. What a great, great career, mate. Well done. Thank you very much.
Many congratulations to Hannah McLeod, a fantastic servant to British and English hockey, and we wish her the very best of luck in retirement. Goodness knows what the influence she'll have. I think it's time now to go back to the action. England desperate to bounce back in the second half. They're 2-0 down. Let's join Mel and Charlie.
What a sight as we look down on the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. I think we can get the thoughts of Danny Kerry, who's with Krista.
Hi, Danny. Obviously not the start we wanted, but a bit of consolidation towards the last part of the half, and we got to go all guns blazing now. Is that what the thought was?
Yeah, the Dutch have had two quite purposeful attacks and scored off both of them. Other than that, it's been a pretty tough and tight tussle. I wouldn't say anyone's created a lot of chances other than those two. So I've just said to the girls, keep doing what we're trying to do. There's a little bit of more penetration required, and we've talked about how we're going to achieve that.
Thanks so much, Danny, and best of luck for the second half.
So we're just about to get underway. Maddie Hinch beaten twice in the first half. We'll be looking to marshal her troops in this second half to try and get this 2-goal deficit back. Just a little moment though. There you go, number 22 in the Dutch goal, Josine Koning from Den Bosch, 21 years of age, her first senior cap here at the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. So congratulations to her. A law student from Utrecht. Her idol is Edwin van der Sar. If she's half as good as him, they'll be all right, the Dutch. A Junior World Cup keeper, won silver medal in Chile at the back end of last year. And, it's one of those ones, I guess, you want to win. A little bit of action, but you don't want to concede.
No, I mean, it's fantastic that, again, and there's another junior player making their debut, and what better team to make your debut for than the world number one. And you know, we always used to say that we always felt that the Dutch, probably their weakest player was actually their goalkeeper, but you could just never get the ball at goal. So she'll probably be wanting to make her first save as soon as she can, just to get herself into the game and I guess get rid of some of those nerves.
Called in at the last minute by the looks of things. Looked like she's been borrowing our sound and engineer Alex's tape.
Or she left her kit at home.
Either that.
Probably still celebrating the Den Bosch win from last weekend.
Here is Martin. Nice little touch from Bray to keep it alive. We talk about, obviously, if everyone talks about these Olympic cycles and rebuilding and stuff, but when you look at the strength, and people talk about the strength and depth of Dutch hockey, we were talking about a little earlier, as they work it nicely down this left-hand side. Van Marle comes off her foot. So every 4 years they go into this, and women's hockey first in the Olympic Games in 1980 in Moscow, and the Dutch, there've been 10 golds since then, and the Dutch have 3 golds, 2 silvers and 3 bronze, 8 medals in 10 editions. They were 6th in Barcelona, they didn't qualify for Moscow. It's impressive that 4 years after 4 years after 4 years, they keep producing world-class teams.
Play the foot!
Play the foot is the call. And here is the ball into the circle. They could be in trouble here. Hinch comes out, makes the save. Play on. Advantage being played. Penalty corner, the first of the game for the Dutch. Hinch disappointed. But scrambling defence.
It's the 1-2 between Van der Heuvel and Zandervaart and Hinch as well. That all 3 of those players are from SCHC, so a little bit of a club battle going on there, and scramble defence. Penalty corner is probably the best you could hope for, with Maddie sort of scrambling around on the floor. First opportunity to see, obviously we've seen Kai van Marsacker before, but a new-look Dutch penalty corner outfit.
Yeah, 13 is Van Marsacker, 17 is Arjen van den Assem. There's Van Marsacker. Hinch makes the save, and the clearance is completed by Webb. And they keep it at 2-0.
Good save. You'd expect it to make that.
It's the weight distribution. It's coming forward, isn't it? And poised, ready for the secondary shot, should there be one.
I think that's the thing, when you've got world-class players, whether they're goalkeepers or outfield players, they make the simple, you wouldn't pick up on those things because it's expected, but actually it is working on the weight balance, the distribution, the amount of training that Maddie does in her kit with all the agility stuff really does pay off.
So we're talking about the Dutch Olympic record. The Dutch World Cup record's better. 13 World Cups there have been, and they've won 12 medals. They've been in 11 finals, won 7 gold, 4 silver, and bronze, and they were 6th in Ireland in '94. So 92-94 obviously wasn't a good period for Dutch hockey, but that's very impressive. Lovely skill, and eventually just brought to an end as
I think what the Dutch do really well is they expose young players early, and I think they also really commit to the junior program. You've said here that the under-21s went to the World Cup and got the silver medal, and I think, not that I'm for copying what other nations do, but at times I think we do have to really invest in those types of tournaments and really expose our junior players as much as we can to international hockey. And yes, this is a new look Dutch team, but when you look at the caps that they've all played, apart from a few debutants that they've got, they're not that inexperienced, and what I think Alison Annan's trying to do is really create a competitive squad to try and regain that gold medal in Tokyo.
Joe, when the ball's down here, can I just have a little bit more room?
Lily Owsley picking up a green card. She'll have 2 minutes on the bench. Van Geffen. First touch onto the foot, wins a free hit, taken quickly. Here is Lurink. Van Geffen. Nice little touch to Van den Heuvel. Van den Heuvel comes back out and will go back into the 23, plays it into to Lang. Webb under control. Plays it out to Toman. And Webb will take the free hit. Toman up the line, no one there in red.
It's really quite interesting when Holly Webb was stood over the ball, and there was literally no movement from any England player, and she stood in the middle of the pitch with the ball. She wants to go forward, that's one of her best passes, is obviously the cutting through a couple of lines, but if there's no movement and it's stationary, she's going to keep dumping it out to the right half and the left half, and you can see that's not what she wants to do, because she probably knows that's exactly where the Dutch want you to put the ball.
Unsworth under pressure from the score, and Lang gets it out of play. Owsley back into the fray. There's Haycroft. Callan. Unsworth. Danson offers. There is Danson. Just jabbed out. Play. Ballston. Haycroft. Nice skill from Haycroft. Who from England can spark the attack? And they find a way through. Very similar to yesterday. They control in this sort of middle or the third quarter, if you like, working up from Hinch's goal, the third quarter of the part. But when you get into that final quarter, it's that pass in such as that, but deflected wide by Matler, another debutante, in fact, Frederica Matler. So congratulations to her on her first international cup, 20 years old, from Den Bosch. You guessed it, another Junior World Cup silver medalist. Townsend.
When you think 15 of their squad are either from Amsterdam, Den Bosch or SCHC, it's quite impressive. I think, going back to your question about how England get into this, I just feel at the moment that when they get into the attacking 25, they're almost working in isolation. It's almost an individual, I've got the ball in the 25. Yes, that's the license when you want them to go forwards and you want them to try and attack, but there isn't any looking up to see who's in the circle. Is there somebody in a better position than me? You know, Sophie Brave has been non-existent in these 2 games. You know, she's in the squad, she's been on the pitch. I can't remember calling her name, and you know, she can spark it, she can help. You know, Alex Danson's the one that scores the goals. If Alex Danson's not on form, Sophie Bray has been, and she's been sort of missing these last 2 games. I'm not sure if she's got an injury or if there's something going on behind the scenes.
Here is Nunink. Here's the counter Stam. Marsaka. Free hit to the Dutch.
Yeah, just there. Good.
First paddle cut out by Shipley. Free hit to England. Unsworth. Martin. To stick, so Ballston has to chase back. Shipley. Crash ball up the middle. And a long corner coming off Van den Assem. Quickly taken out Townsend with a chance to get him round the back. Townsend didn't deliver when she had the opportunity. McCallum. To front. Townsend. And another long corner. And Sanders.
You guys, keep your elbows down, okay?
Danson. Danson cuts back inside Van den Assem. Front. Townsend. And it comes. Danson! Her 100th goal comes against the Dutch. 100 international goals for Alex Danson. And she sparks life back into this England team. The captain stands up and is counted.
Fantastic quick free hit. You wanted to put the Dutch goalkeeper under pressure there, and Townsend reversed it shot. I think Marlies Ketels will be really disappointed that she didn't trap it, but Alex Danson is just pounces on any opportunity in that circle, and you could see she meant that. And 100 goals up for England and Great Britain is absolutely fantastic, and it's an awesome achievement for someone that's been such a great servant of the game.
Yeah, many congratulations to Alex Danson. And well, what a place to get it on your home turf against the Dutch, the world's best team. Cracked past the debutant Josine Koenig, who got half a glove on it or a stick on it, but couldn't keep it out. Very hard to keep those ones out when they're hit so hard from so close.
As a player, when you get your 50th cap or you get a landmark cap, 100, 200, you always want it to be special occasions, whether it's major tournaments, and I'd imagine from Alex's perspective, she would have dreamt of scoring her 100th international goal in front of a home crowd, and to have 5,000 people here to watch it is brilliant for her, and hopefully there's another one for her to come.
England give themselves a lifeline. They've got 17 and a bit minutes in which to find the equaliser. Stan with the aerial ball, and Van Marle, sorry, not giving the required 5. Here is Watton and Bray, and Van Marsacker were going the wrong way. A prophetic 100 t-shirt. Seen the 100th goal, he's off.
It might be her brother. He's in disguise because he's got his sunglasses on, but I think it could be.
Well, 1:30 in the morning when I met him in Rio, so I can't quite remember. Unsworth. Webb. Shipley under some pressure, drops it back out. Unsworth couldn't keep it under control. Takes to Van den Heuvel. Catles. Straight interception by Haycroft.
Play if you can, play!
And Geffen. Takes to Van den Heuvel. Marsacker, Marlies Catles, the score. Again, a miscontrol, but Van den Heuvel can bring it away. Tries to find the score, he can't bring it under control. Unsworth into Martin. Van den Heuvel's having a good game, she's everywhere. Toman. Just nothing in front of her. The clock runs out, and the third quarter is a quarter which is a landmark for Alex Danson, her 100th international goal, but more importantly, and I'm sure she'd agree, it brings her team right back into this contest. With 15 minutes remaining, it's England 1, Netherlands 2. Well, what a view from Batcam, but let's have another look at the goal, Mel.
Yes, it's the ball in from Townsend, and as I said, Catles really disappointing not to have trapped that, but Danson does so well to pounce on it. Dodgy defending, I'd say, from Van den Assem in there, but it's just awesome for someone of Alex Danson's calibre to get her 100th goal, and you know, it's lifted the crowd going into this final 15.
Hannah Martin there got her first international goal yesterday. Danson her 100th today.
But you're right, you know, when she'll do a post-match interview, it won't be about her 100th goal, it'll be about the team performance, because that's the type of person that she is.
Well, Danson with 100 goals, and Krista, I think you got some very proud families with you, have you?
I sure do. I have Alex Danson's mum and dad here. I'm sure they couldn't be prouder, but let them explain to you how they're feeling right now.
Amazing. Amazing. Absolutely wonderful. It's such a end of, well, it's not the end, but it's a continuation of a wonderful career. I mean,
Oh, well, sadly we missed out on the Danson family thoughts, but we might be able to get it a little later on. Certainly the crowd are enjoying it, and that goal just sparks life into this crowd a little bit. I think the crowd were feeling a little flat, but the skipper has just given them a little bit more belief. And here she goes again, trying to come through the middle, but didn't give Marsak a 5. DJ's getting carried away, hasn't killed the music. Usually that goes off by the time the play starts. Oh, good reach, really good reach from Nunink. Nunink into the circle. Oh, Toman is there just to put it behind. Van Geffen piles it in. So Webb with the 16. Has she got any movement in front of her again? No is the answer. Townsend just pushed it forward to McCallan, looking for Danson, didn't quite get hold of it, cut out by Van den Assem. The score. Vega for score. Danson. Nothing really on for Danson, but she does really well. Townsend. Owsley. Van den Assem gives away the free hit. Owsley takes it out of play.
Just having a little smile to myself here because I think Sam Quek and Sarah Thomas both called a good draw, didn't they? I know there's a long way to go in the quarter, but as time ticks by, if England can get that second goal, it could be interesting.
Well, England are trying to do something they haven't done since 2003, which is beat the Dutch in regulation time. And I hazard a guess who scored the goal that day? It's not Danson.
She's probably playing though.
Probably. Someone of equal or greater stature.
Oh.
It's only one.
Stop it.
Kate Richardson-Walsh.
There you go.
Townsend. That's inside the score, still going, then tackled by Nunink. Webb. Unsworth. And Van den Hervel will be spoken to by Francis Block. Danson. Pounced on by Marsaka. Francis Block pointing the ball inside, and McCallan almost gets into the top of the circle. Toman slaps it in. Goes to Van den Hervel there again. Big game for the bandanaed number 9. Webb. Unsworth, bouncer. Van den Assem goes all the way across to Van Geffen. Nice turn from Nunink. Nunink still going, tries to find Catles. Van den Hervel playing it up into Lurink, hard across, and White is there, and White has to battle hard under all sorts of pressure and is doing well, but it's ricocheted back into the middle of the circle. With the whistle of the umpire, and Michelle Warren relieves the pressure for England. England again dominating the possession. But just that one shot, I can't think of Koenig making another save or being called into action apart from the Danson goal. Touched in front by Van Marle and Webb. Well, tackle and obstruction. I think Van Marle had played that far too far in front of her. She was never getting it.
She says she's given it for the stick tackle, which I think is possibly fair enough. I think in that situation, Holly Webb has made the commitment to the tackle, and Van Marle's gone into her, so that isn't a corner. And I think, to be fair to Emma Shelbourne, she's just confirmed it wasn't actually for that. It was the stick tackle first.
So,
where is the mask? You need to get in the goal. We've got to go on 5. We've got to go on 5.
they're down a mask here.
3, 2, in the goal.
Stam, number 21, Stam, but it's 17, Van den Assem. Deflected over by Webb.
2 balls, it's a long corner, but there's another ball just there. Thank
Another
you.
look. There's Holly Webb.
Anything?
Van Marle. Free hit to England.
You've really got to be brave in those positions and try and dominate the space as much as you can, because you know that the players coming in are looking for deflections, and if you don't get close and they do get that touch, it can fly anywhere, not only in the goal but obviously hitting you as well. And you've got to be brave to be in that corner defence.
Danson. So there goes Hesher Dutch ball because it came up off Danson's stick. Catles just touched on, but only to Holly Webb. Now here's an opportunity for Watton. Watton, lovely little ball to Townsend, and Bray's there in the middle. Bray 2-all. Sophie Bray levels it up, and it's England 2, the Netherlands 2. And Sophie Bray, who we said hadn't done that much or been quite quiet, pops up in the right place at the right time, and it's all level here.
Absolutely fantastic goal by England. Holly Webb, 2 touchdowns to Ellie Watton onto Susanna Townsend, and the delivery is absolutely spot on. Flat along the floor, which is what you want as a striker, and that's a fantastic sight to see. Sophie Bray sliding in, 2-2, and game on.
Wow. I thought the last Argentinian goal yesterday was good. I don't really often see Danny Kelly celebrating a goal like that, but that was a really special goal from Sophie Bray. England 2, Netherlands 2, and well, it's 2 goals in 9 minutes for England. Remember, we do go to a shootout, a penalty shootout should this end as a draw. I'm just thinking about, with the European Cup final here 2 years ago, England were 2 down, got back to 2-all. At the Olympic final, they were 3-1 down, got back to 3-all. But there's still 7.5 minutes to go, and Matla plays it in, and it just scoops through the legs. Oh, play on. And luring. That's good umpiring from Emma Shelbourne.
Thank you.
It's good communication between the two of them.
Martin up against the score. Martin gets the better of them now. Martin stopped by the score, and there's going to be a card here. What colour is it? It's green for the Dutch captain, Ketels. White. Could this be yet another comeback win for England?
Tell you what, grudge match or not though, and international friendly and all this, it has to play on the Dutch minds. The fact that you get 2 goals, you've been 2 goals up against an England and a Great Britain side in 2 major tournaments. and you can't see it out. And here, 2 goals up, I know they've changed their goalkeeper and you've got to give them experience, but it's got to play on some of those players' minds that have been involved in those matches beforehand.
Alison Allen. Again, she's probably thinking, well, maybe 3rd time lucky at 2-0. The score. Now, can the Dutch settle again and find a way through to Hinch's goal? Matler, good and strong. Matler driving, Matler into the circle on the reverse stick, plays it across. Hinch saves off the line and pushes it behind. It's going to be a penalty corner. Has to be, but Hinch showing electric reflexes, but what a run from Matler.
She's looking quite another special find and really strong driving into that circle, and Hinch does exceptionally well there, and obviously the ball's going nowhere else, but absolutely brilliant save.
Well, they had one off the line yesterday against Argentina. They've had one off the line again here today, both at that end. 10. So Van Marsacker and Van den Assen. Goes to Van Marsacker, who flex, good save, and swing and a miss, and over the top of Van Marsacker. And I think is it Nunnink or Stam who's picked up the... Nunnink has picked up a hit.
It's the follow through from Holly Webb here. Holly Webb missed it and smashes her on the hand.
Just watch right of screen. If you see it, the post will probably be in the way here. Yeah.
Big left-hand save by Hinch, though. It's Krekelar that's taken the hit. Doesn't look very happy about it either.
Webb. Danson. There is Keitels of the card, but she'll be on very shortly. And back into the fray now. The front. .440 remaining in the regulation time. There's McCallan. Webb. Bringing it forward up to the halfway line, fires it up. Here is Lee, as Owsley in front of it, tries to roll it on to Haycroft. Free hit to England. Here is Webb. Good work from White, tries to find it to the circle edge. Haycroft pulls it round the corner and it's a hit right on the edge of the circle for England. McCallan will take it, drops it to White, White to Webb. And it comes, here is Danson. Danson up against Van Geffen, goes to ground, wins the penalty corner. Danson is really pumped for this one. Let's have another look at this one, Mel.
Van Geffen's pleading her case, saying that she didn't touch the legs, but she's put her stick between her feet, and as Alex Danson's tried to roll her, she's tripped on it. So Dutch are obviously going to be frustrated and annoyed about it, but most teams would be if they were 2 goals up and then it's 2-2 with 3 minutes left and you're now facing a penalty corner.
Well, England just faced a penalty corner and managed to keep it out. Can the Dutch find a way to keep this one out? In it comes, goes to the right-hand castle. Looking for the deflection, Van Geffen. Follow-up, put round the corner by Ketels on the post from Nick White. The skipper, the Dutch skipper, saving her team just as the England skipper breathed life back into hers. Townsend. Free hit to the Dutch.
So it's fantastic play. It's going wide anyway, but Ketels can't take the risk with 3 minutes to go.
Oh, just beats everybody. Danson. Watches on. Townsend. So Van den Heuvel, good touch. Oh, Holly Webb there again, gives away the free hit, but breaks up the rhythm of the play. Dirk Van den Heuvel cuts back inside, twisting, turning, luring, another penalty corner.
Luring does really well there, just using her body to block Anna Toman. But it was a quick thinking of Ketels and Van den Heuvel initially, but you can see Toman's been twisted and turned and just rolled simply onto the foot. And when you've got your first choice flicker on in Kai van Marsacker with a minute, just minute and a half left on the clock, it's probably what you want as the Dutch. But Hinch has been up to the challenge so far, so perhaps they'll look for a variation off the top.
So Van Marsacker waits at the top. It gives Kai van Marsacker. What a save that is by Maddie Hinch, and look at it, just absolute. I know I say it every time, but it's the balance, it's the weight.
Probably going to be the best in the world for a while, I think.
Fired in, and she has to come as Van Marle. So 90 seconds separates us from a third shootout between these two in as many meetings.
The Europeans in Belgium went to a shootout as well, didn't it, the semi-final, when England then went on to lose to Germany in the final.
That was a crazy final. That was one they should have won, England. McCallan, Toman, Townsend, nice play. A little bit of zip in the step of the England players. Now Danson peels away. And Danson under pressure inside the final 40 seconds. Dirk Van den Heuvel. Nunning. Dirk Van den Heuvel. Little ball inside, nicely worked. Here come the Dutch. This is Nunning. And Townsend plays it into the foot of the attacker, and it'll be a free hit. Nunning. Ketels fires it forward. We are going to a shootout here. The Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. There is the final hooter. Alex Danson, scorer of the first goal, wants her team over by the bench. Momentum, you would say, is with England. The Dutch are thinking, surely not again. Well, it is a shootout. Hinch will be at the fore once more. It's full time here, and it's finished England 2, Netherlands 2.
Well, guess what? It's England against the Netherlands. It's a penalty shootout once again. And of course, everybody knows what that person there in the #1 shirt can do. Maddie Mad Dog Hinch. She is formidable. She won Great Britain a gold medal, obviously in the Netherlands, along with her teammates. I've got Sam Queck with me. We're just getting ready for another penalty shootout alongside Sarah. Will England here just feel very confident?
Yeah, look at the difference in body language. Maddie's smiling there. Alex is getting the troops in as soon as that whistle went. And I think, yeah, psychologically we've already won that battle. I think put into practice what they've been up to, and what a way to finish a great international game. Kate Mack, heads up, the character we talked about before the game.
Bit of magic water in there going into the bucket. We can't see that black book, the famous black book, but what a performance from the second half from this team.
Yeah, fantastic performance.
This out of vision is all on Chris's mind.
Than we saw yesterday, just in terms of the build-up play as well, a lot more composure there, but fantastic from Alex Danson. I mean, doing what she does best in that circle and firing that goal, giving her team just that belief. Yes, come on, let's go and do it. And the shootout is going to be a really interesting one now.
Yeah, look as the Dutch are changing their keeper. I just asked Sam Queck off camera, did you go first or second in the Olympic final? Her answer was?
I don't know, I wasn't watching.
So we don't know whether they'll opt to go first or second. What would you do, Sarah? Go first or second?
Yeah, I'd go first. I want to put it in the back of the net and prove a point and say, right, come on, put the pressure on you guys now.
Yeah, and would we have already worked out the players who would have gone out in this penalty shootout?
Yeah, I think so. I think what will be interesting, we've got two brand new Dutch goalkeepers here, and normally you can do your homework on them. We've probably got limited footage on what they've got, so I think it'll be a good test for our forwards going into that shootout.
OK, I'll test the commentators. Mel and Charlie, did we go first or second in Rio?
First in Rio, first here at the European Championships. Second at the European Championships in Belgium, 1 or 3. The only two players actually from both sides that were in the European 2015 final and the Olympic final at Danson and Bray. Unsworth took one in Boom back in 2013. So Van Marle is going to be taking one for the Dutch. Sanders, Lurink, Matla and Krekela, the youngsters. Listen in. So England will go first. Goalkeeper starts. So here we go. It's another penalty shootout. No gold medal on the other side of this one though, but the crowd will like it. So Annie Veenendaal takes up her position in goal, and forward steps Alex Danson. Listen to the crowd as Danson brings it forward. Danson missed in Rio, likes to go to the reverse stick. Will she go to the reverse stick? Remember, 8 seconds from the time of the whistle for the shot to go. She does go to the reverse stick, and it is a goal. Diane Sanders steps forward now for the Netherlands, 18 years of age, winning cap number 2 today. Up against Hinch. Even if she did have the black book, I'm not sure she'd have too many notes, although she will have played against Sanders in the Dutch league. Let's see what happens here. Sanders up against Hinch. What can the Dutch player do? Sanders spins and fires wide. Sophie Bray steps forward as we see the replay of the Dutch penalty corner, and England, well, going with their 2 experience, certainly from the Olympic final. Up front, Sophie Bray. Scored in Rio. Can't score here though, because Veenendaal plunges away to her right-hand side to make the save.
I don't think Sophie Bray did enough on this one, really, to move Veenendaal in the goal. You could see what she wanted to do, but I think she just needed to go to the right a little bit more, but it's a great glove save from the Dutch goalkeeper.
Kitty Van Marle next to go. Van Marler. Yeah, puts Finch on her backside, and Van Marler, he won Olympic gold in 2012. Makes it look very easy indeed. 1-1. Forward steps Hannah Martin. Debut international goal yesterday against Argentina. What can she do here? Wins the penalty stroke for the stick tackle. A change of stick for the keeper for the...
Yeah, most goalkeepers on the shootout go with the maximum length of the stick, which is 42 inches, and then when a penalty stroke's given, they go back to their normal one just because of the weight of it.
Danson then. Remember, if you... Oh, Danson, it's a poor penalty stroke from Danson. And it remains 1-1. Never got hold of this at all, did Alex Danson. So, Matla steps forward. 1-1, remember. England have had 3. This is the Dutch third attempt. So, the debutante, can she find a shootout goal? She can, and Matla makes it 2-1.
She really does look full of confidence for someone that's played their first, or playing their first international game. Puts it onto that backhand and smashes it.
So, Nick White steps forward. Effort number 4 for England. Good save from Veenendaal. Can she get to the rebound? She can. And so that means now that the Dutch have the chance to win it. If Marcia Krekela, the captain of the Junior World Cup team, can find a way past Maddie Hinch. So, Hinch against Krekela. Krekela to win it for the Dutch. Krekela goes wide. And back of the stick from Krekela. It doesn't count, and so England is still alive in this one just. Well, Holly Webb surely steps forward, you think?
Yes, she does. Who else would you want?
Well, she's done it for the highest level. It's a very good job she wasn't in Rio. I can only imagine what was happening in her sitting room back in last August.
Probably the same thing that was going on in the commentary box.
Didn't know quite where to look on that evening in August. Now, Holly Webb. Can she score to take us into sudden death? Webb. Oh, she's going the same way she did in Rio. That time it hit the backboard, this time it hits the nets. And Danny Carey with a little smile on his face.
Well done, Holly Webb. Really kept calm and composed there. As you said, did exactly what she did in Rio. So difficult once the striker turns their back on the goalkeeper, and Hinch needs to keep this out to send it into sudden death.
So a chance here for Lurink to win it. Hinch starting to the left of her goal. Fifth and final effort for the Dutch. Good save from Hinch. And Lurink feels that she was stick tackle. It looked like to me like she just watered onto her stick. She's complaining. Let's have another look.
nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It's a great take. She walked in not really confident of what she was doing, if I'm honest, and Hinch once again has pulled it out the bag and kept England in it, so we go to sudden death.
Annan's asking for a video referral, but she just walked straight onto the stick and it came back up her stick into her body.
We can show it at the end of the game. The problem is that in these days you hear two sticks clashing and you just assume that it's a stick tackle.
Yeah.
Hinch took the ball and then it hits the stick.
So now it's the Dutch to go first. Swap over. You can change the order if you want, but Sanders is going first for the Dutch in this second stanza. It's sudden death now, remember. So should Sanders score and England miss, the Dutch will win, and vice versa. Sanders missed the first time, not the second.
Really confident from a young player there, and again uses her body really well to block Hinch out of the situation, and really calm and composed. 8 seconds is longer than you actually think.
Danson then to keep England in it. Danson, who scored on the reverse last time. Which way is she going this time? Gets it stuck underneath her feet, but gets it out and just squeezes it in. 3-all.
And Alex Danson does really well there. As you say, got stuck underneath her feet, but she didn't panic. Rolled it onto the side that she favours on a shootout and slots it home.
So Van Marle, who scored the first time round, steps forward to put the Dutch back in front, or at least to try and put the Dutch back in front. Van Marle goes quickly, good save from Hinch. Still live. Play on. And Hinch, well, you can hear what the crowd think of her.
I wish I could see the look that she was giving Van Marle from underneath the helmet. And I mean, this is a fantastic take there from Hinch, and then she gets up, closes it down, and then just uses her body really well there to take it. Holly Webb.
So Holly Webb looking to win the game for England. Webb up against Veenendaal. Webb scores, and England have done it again. They've come, no, came off her foot. It's not a goal, it is not a goal.
This will be interesting. I'm not convinced.
Well, there's smiles all round. Let's have another look.
No, hit the stick. Hit a stick.
Off the goalie stick onto her foot. Well, there's no...
There, it's hit Holly Webb's stick.
Well, there's no video referral, so there you go. So, the drama goes on. So, here is Matla, who scored the first time round, didn't she? Matla, fast with those hands.
Really confident, calm and composed. She knew exactly what she was doing when she came into the circle. It looks like the Dutch have uncovered another gem of a centre forward.
Sophie Bray. This to stay in the match. Bray up against Veenendaal. And another penalty stroke. The Dutch beside themselves.
Veenendaal's got every reason to be upset there.
I think she takes the ball.
She does, definitely. And
Veenendaal, very unlucky.
You hear two sticks clashing.
Well, I think they're feeling a bit hard done by because of... That's another terrible thing, and that's it, it's all over, the Dutch win. So, Veenendaal is vindicated because I think she made a decent save. But a rather disappointing end to what had been a thoroughly entertaining match. Alex Danson getting England back into it, and then the equaliser coming. And, well, this time the Dutch get the better of England in a shootout. They've won it by 4 goals to 3 after it finished 2-2 after full time. Mel, what's your thoughts on that one? It was an interesting game, much better from an England perspective.
Yeah, absolutely, and the confidence that will now be instilled into that team as a result of coming from 2 goals down against the world #1 is fantastic. And shootout aside, you know, if there'd have been some video referrals, there'd have been plenty going on in that, and I think it's great for the new squads to practice from both perspectives. And I think there's a lot of positives to be taken from an English perspective as they move towards the World League and then hopefully defending the European Cup in August.
Yeah, there's plenty of international hockey coming their way. It's well, a really interesting game. But plenty more coming your way here on BT Sport. The Women's Hockey World League semi-final starts on Wednesday the 21st of June on 2HD. The Dutch women will be playing there. But before that, the Men's Hockey World League semi-final starts here at the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park at the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. Starts on June the 15th on Thursday. 4 matches for you. Tickets still available, so come on down. There are some great games. We've got the defending or reigning Olympic champions, men's champions, Argentina. The Netherlands are here. India and Pakistan are in the same group. It promises to be a fascinating encounter. Places at the World Cup up for grabs for the 10 teams here in London next week from the 15th to the 25th of June. Okay, let's get down onto the pitch and hear from the Centurion goal scorer herself, Alex Danson.
Absolutely, Alex. It's just been said that you got your 100th goal today. And what an amazing event to do it in. You must be so proud.
Yeah, these Investec Internationals have been absolutely amazing. The support we've had today, just a huge thank you from the whole team. It's made the difference. I think we can see that hockey in this country is going places, and absolutely delighted with the team performance today, and looking forward to next year. It's a very exciting time for hockey.
And exactly that, you know, 2-0 down, half-time, you know, you can't write off this England team. We come back again and again and again, and we just need to keep doing that. And have we got the characters here to really, really push on?
I think that is definitely the sign of a great team that we have here, is we do have that resolve. At half-time, we knew we had something to fight for, we dug deep, and what a fantastic performance to put in that second half. So we will go home very proud, lots to build on, lots to work on, but my goodness, we'll be back.
And this crowd, can we just have something to them? I mean, they've been fabulous, and obviously going to that penalty shootout right at the end there where it went down to the wire.
Yeah, just a huge thank you from us, the crowd. You have all been absolutely amazing today and yesterday, and you've made the whole event. So thank you very much for everybody that's come out and for making this such a spectacular day hockey.
Great, thank you, Alex, and congratulations again. I'll let you go and celebrate with your family. Well done, Al. The hockey.
Yes, congratulations to England for that 5-back, and congratulations to the Netherlands winning that by 4-3 in the shootout. If anyone doubted the result of Rio, the excitement, the atmosphere, they would have seen it today, wouldn't they, Sam?
Yeah, crowd were amazing, just like Alex said, and it was really exciting to see the new talent coming through on both teams with Hannah Martin and some of the Dutch girls. But you know what? Absolutely really fantastic response from the girls today. It got to 2-0 and you could see body language, you could see the way they were playing, ball pace. They still believed that they had it in them, which was different from yesterday. So I think really, really good performance today.
Okay, we'll look at the match in a minute, but let's just get this penalty shootout sorted. We jumped up, we cuddled each other. We'll admit it, Sarah. When Webbs hit the penalty here, we thought it was a goal, and was it awarded against her for feet? Do we know that officially?
Apparently it was awarded against her for the foot, but as you can see from this angle, I think it doesn't. It seems to just catch the stick and takes a little bounce off it, but yeah, I think the umpire's got it wrong on that occasion.
And it was probably debatable that she got the other one wrong as also with a P flick, but I mean, right now, you don't mind losing a penalty shootout right here. and a great experience for everybody concerned, both squads.
Yeah, unbelievable experience. I thought we had it there. I think it was again a harsh decision for Holly, and her technique every time, it's just a go-to. She's really nailed it on, and it works, as you can see. 2, if not 3 times, she should have got that goal there. But as you say, later on, it shouldn't have been a flick for GB, but you know, what can you do?
I think the Dutch were quite smart as well, weren't they? Because, you know, obviously they know Maddie Inch knows their players, the ones who've been around for a while, so they put all of the youngsters against her and just said have a go, basically. And there's some fantastic talent there who looked really confident in doing so.
Maddie had no notes with them.
No notes.
No notes with them. This was the winning flick, or the winning moment, I suppose. This is the girl that just has unbelievable hands.
Yeah, this is incredible. I think Maddie hadn't even stepped off her right foot before the girl had put it over to the other side to her left foot. Really, really fast hands, and unfortunately Sophie again there couldn't put it in.
And this Dutch keeper's got to give some credit as well.
Yeah, she certainly stepped up to the mark. I mean, I think it's her first big game. I've heard she'd been playing for Amsterdam and playing well, but I think, yeah, she did exceptionally well on those shootouts. Again, seemed quite confident, you know, she had a good presence about her in that goal and saved some nice shots.
Yeah. What do we make of the match itself? I mean, I have to say, I'm sure some people, especially in the crowd over here, were panicking at 2-0 down, weren't they?
Yeah.
Because the Dutch looked very, very dangerous every time they attacked.
Yeah, and I think, again, it's just credit to the character showing today. For me, a standout player was Holly Webb, I thought, at the back. She was demanding that ball back round on the transfer. She chose the right time to go forward, the right time to go left, right. So I thought, not only being a wall in defence today, she was also great distribution.
Yeah. Well, these were the goals. I mean, they did look very, very dangerous in that first half. Every time they attacked, they looked to have a little bit more nous in that final third.
Yeah, the Dutch are always very good at that in terms of, you see the first goals, they just go at pace and they're not afraid to take people on. Look at that for a backhand, it's an absolute rocket past Maddie Hinch. Nothing she could do about that one, but to Sam's point, you know, it was absolutely fantastic in terms of the resolve and the resilience the English side showed today in comparison to yesterday to get back into that game.
Yeah, they've just gone whizzing past us. It's like, that's not the Dutch team. Where are the big legends? It just shows you there's a great little factory there just producing these wonderful players.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you lose big players, the likes who are the game changers, like your Palman, the one who will step up with 10 seconds to go, absorbs the pressure and puts it into the top left-hand corner. It's a big, big deal when you lose players like that. Again, Ellen Hogue, Van Ass, they're the go-to players. So, you know, they stood up and they were counted today. The heads could have gone down when it went 2-2, and they didn't.
Yeah. What I loved about today is that every player had read the script. Alex Danson, new captain, has got to come in and score her 100th goal, right?
It has to be the way, yeah.
And what a cracker it was.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It's typical Alex style, this, in terms of, you know, she gets a ball and her first touches into the space. She knows where that space is before anyone else, you know, and she's quite a slight frame, but she can make herself seem very big in that circle, and that finish is typical Alex. Bam, first shot, it's going in the goal. This is what is happening, you know. It's fantastic.
Alex is unbelievable at scoring goals, and she makes it look so easy. That's not easy, to steal the ball away from 2 touch defenders and absolutely put it into the back of the net. But she trains as she plays, and coming up against her every single day at training, she's almost made me the player I was, as well as she'll be teaching some of the girls back at Bisham Abbey the stuff that she does.
Put it in context, you know, you're used to stopping goals. Scoring 100 goals is an amazing achievement.
Amazing achievement, yeah. I think you actually have to think about that for it to just sink in and realise how incredible that is. And I mean, Alex is just the nicest girl off the field as well as on the field. You know, she's so humble. But yeah, if you look at that from outside perspective, 100 international goals is incredible, and they have been some fantastic goals as well. They're not, you know, corner goals. They're majority of them, well, all of them probably are from field goals, other than the L1 slip on the corner, which is, phenomenal.
Yeah, and then we talked about reading the script. What we wanted was a spectacular equaliser, and we got it as well.
Yeah, this is Sophie Bray all over. She's just one of the most natural goal scorers. I mean, you know, you can say she's not being marked there, but to be sprinting as fast as she is to get on the end of Susie's cross there, again, Susie's cross is absolutely impeccable. Where Sophie wants it, into that space with the right amount of pace, flat. It just makes it look like a really easy job for Sophie, but she has still got work to do.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful touch. Let's hear from the England coach. I think he's with Krista.
So, Danny, 2-0 down, coming back to be able to get 2-2 against a team. We've done it before against them, and to do it here in front of our home crowd, it must be really special for you with a new group.
Yeah, I think that's the important thing, Krista. That's a new group. There's a lot of players here who haven't experienced this kind of thing against the Dutch team. And I even felt in the first half, Holland kind of had 2 chances, scored 2 goals. I thought we were playing okay. And the second half, it was a game of few chances, and I thought we took ours pretty spectacularly. I was really pleased for that. And just the amount of experience those youngsters have gained these last 2 days is invaluable. So really happy.
And then to go to penalties, we've obviously got a great record of recent time against the Dutch in penalties. And then to go down to the wire where it was sudden death. What were you thinking?
I was really happy to be going to shuttles again. Just good experience for those guys. I wanted to throw the likes of Hannah Martin in there, Nick White, because I've done it before. It was just good to see who could do it, who could deliver, what kind of things they do under a bit of pressure, and the crowd around. So I was just thinking, this is great for us.
And to finally be back home here, with the World Cup coming up, getting these girls some experience in front of a home crowd, can we keep pushing on from here? Are we looking for that World Cup gold, as that's what we're aiming for?
I think we have probably one of the best programs in the world funded by UK Sport and the lottery, and as a result we add a huge amount of value to our players and our team. So I'm not going to talk here about winning, but I'm going to talk about training incredibly hard with a lot of focus, and we'll see where that takes us.
Great, and well done, Danny. Congratulations to the girls. Fantastic.
Good to see you.
Yes, congratulations, fantastic effort. That just gives me enough time to thank both Sarah and Sam. Thank you very much indeed. We'll probably see you back on the pitch, Sam, if anything is to go by. And of course, coming up now, straight after the break, those 3 people are coming over to make an enormous announcement for the future of world hockey. That's Jason McCracken, Giselle Ansley and Gonzalo Payet. They're on their way to talk about the World Hockey Pro League. 9 teams playing home and away all over the world in 2019. We'll look forward to that to tell you which teams will be in that competition straight after the break.